Hey, good to see you again. This is an excerpt from my Revenue on Repeat course where I teach you how to offer better, more profitable retainers to your services clients. Okay, so throughout this course, I'm going to be sharing some stories with you. And the funny thing is that most of these stories are about me failing. But I also really believe the advice of Nelson Mandela when he said, I never lose. I either win or I learn. And so all of these failures that I'm about to tell you about were learning opportunities. And so keep that in mind as we go through. And it's okay to cringe, don't worry. So tell me if this sounds familiar. I was on a big platform that brought me clients. And I worked long hours for low pay, was treated poorly. It was pretty awful. The problem was that I was scared. I was scared to leave because I didn't know what I would do after that. I didn't know how I would get clients. But eventually I got the courage and I left. But then I was just fumbling around for hours. I was creating content. I was trying to get new clients and it just wasn't working. And sometimes I could, through personal relationships, maybe get a client. And then I had a good client or two good clients, but then I didn't know what to do after I had completed that project for them. And so maybe that sounds familiar and maybe you've been there. So let's talk about why you need retainers in terms of sales and marketing. So generally only 1% to 2% of online leads convert. So you have to spend all your time chasing down new leads on that hamster wheel, sometimes not getting anywhere, right? You're spending hours creating content, and then how many of those, as they go through your qualification process, they don't make it, or they turn out to be bad clients? So you already have great relationships. Why not keep serving those clients for longer? Retainers allow you to optimize so many things. It gets you that revenue on repeat, and that steady income did amazing things for my life. I was not freaking out in between clients worrying about money issues. Then I didn't have to settle and take on bad clients. Listen, toxic clients are awful for your mental health. As well as think about negotiations. If you have no money, you have to take on every job. But if you have steady income coming in, you can negotiate with integrity. And listen, in the negotiations process, desperation reeks and successful people may not want to work with you. Also, that predictable workload can do so many amazing things for your business. You can set up systems to save you time, you have a better work-life balance, and in the end, you deliver a better product to the client because you're not pulling all-nighters, you're not freaking out. So there are many things and many ways that retainers help you. So listen, I don't want to be negative here, but it has to be said. Part of your job is explaining to the client why they need your services. And yes, in the last section, we'll get to the talking points and the script so that you can clearly explain it to them. But here's an easy example. If you can't convince them that they need that website maintenance package, they need you on retainer, and the website breaks, they're still going to blame you, even though they may have broken it themselves. It's just an unfortunate fact. I've seen it way too many times. And there's plenty of other examples for all the other services that we offer as creative agencies. So now we understand why retainers are essential. But what if you don't have clients yet? Or let's talk about when the next client comes along. Whenever you give them a starting package, you always want to include a retainer as an essential part of that package, not an add-on, not an afterthought. So I just gave you an example of a website. Let's talk about in terms of branding consultant. Okay, so you offer brand strategy and build into the timeline that you do periodic check-ins to make sure that the client is correctly following through, and that you can offer adjustments or anything they need to guide them. Now remember, we often think in terms of, okay, how much money will this strategy make them or this service make them? But you also have to think about how much they could stand to lose if it doesn't work. Okay, remember the goal here is to help the client. And when you're looking for the win-win situation, it helps both you and the client to set up retainers. So that was just a sample of the content from our Revenue on Repeats course, where we teach you how to maximize business profit and free time. So make sure you click that link in the description to find out more.